Whoever did this background put their foot in it. I love it.
Yeah, Brandon worked really hard. He got up so early this morning.
Yeah.
It's
All of Lily's flowers.
always doing the most.
Picked them all by hand.
He did. He's been gardening
Went
and
to
raising
Connecticut
them.
this morning, actually. Got 'em all. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
How are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm good. Okay, so I will start by saying during the screening, there wasn't a dry eye in sight. And it was me who was sobbing, I will say. So you guys have accomplished what you set out to do because this movie was really heartfelt. Blake, I'll start with you. When you and Justin were taking on this project, because it's no easy feat to bring a beloved book to the big screen, what were some of the concerns or hesitations that you guys had?
I mean, honestly, I didn't have any hesitations. To me, it was a no-brainer. Colleen just laid out such a beautiful and clear roadmap for Lily's journey. I completely understood why she made the decisions that she made. And it was really important to me to be able to bring to life a character who was both strong and vulnerable, who was both passionate and passive, who was masculine and feminine, who was fabulous and grounded. Like I just really wanted to show that she wasn't any one thing. She was a person who had lived a lot of life, who had a lot of life experience, and was still susceptible to not seeing something that she should see, you know, given her past and given her history. And Colleen just laid that out so well. And so I just fell in love with Lily, and I really wanted to tell her story, and to be able to tell it in a way where I was able to have such authorship was really important to me, and I'm really, really grateful to that, because I think that you feel the authenticity, you feel the honesty in all of our characters and all of the performances on screen, because we were able to inhabit the space in the way that was most authentic to us.
Yeah, no, beautifully said, and you definitely get that as a viewer. Isabella, when you popped up on screen, I was like, AI is getting crazy, y'all.
I know,
like, AI
right?
is getting insane. And then I was like, oh my God, it's not AI.
Wild.
You nailed it with the mannerisms. Like, I couldn't even tell when you guys went back and forth. How much time did you guys spend with each other to like really nail it down? Because I felt like it was down to like the way you bit your lip and everything was so authentic.
Not a whole lot of time, honestly. I think it was like a pure stroke of luck and just like a universal thing of just like, we are just such similar people already that I actually didn't feel like I had to do that much to tap into those mannerisms.
I'm moving to Capri, and Isabella's gonna take over my whole life
Yeah.
now, because I realize I can just like peace and no one will notice.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It'll just be me from
She's
now
inherited
on.
4 children, an amazing husband. It's
So
gonna
excited.
be great.
But yeah, I mean, we met twice and we had a couple conversations, and you know, even in those conversations, it just felt so buoyant and alive, and we were both like, and then there's this, and then there's that, and oh my God, and it was so exciting to relate so quickly to somebody, but to also just be so excited to like share this role with such an amazing person that it was pretty seamless, yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I love your relationship. Even off camera, it seems like you guys gotten really close. Brandon, Alex, is that the same kind of with you guys? You didn't spend much time, but
Sleepovers all the time, same as
Slumber
us.
party, yeah.
Sharing tents and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, we go camping a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna take over your life then?
He taught me how to fly fish last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We caught a lot of algae, didn't really catch it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
It
wish I
wasn't
could
really a
relate.
lake, it was more of like a pond, but it was more of the experience, you know what I
Definitely.
mean? Yeah, nothing like when that line's cutting through the air, you know?
Keep the lines tight, baby.
Yeah.
I will say Colleen loved your guys' interpretation of it, which I'm sure was like a really big honor. So what does it feel like? I don't know if you just want to go down the line of getting her stamp of approval and knowing that, you know, you guys had so much liberty, but she loved it as well.
I mean, yeah, it was the most important thing for me. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with her when we were filming, and it was kind of the North Star, because you want to make it your own, obviously. I didn't want to think about what people wanted too much, to be honest, because for me, I didn't want to like, it can trip you out to be considering too much what you think you should be doing rather than like your own honest interpretation of what you see in the book and on the page. So for her, it was just looking to her and being like, is this cool? And she's like, yeah. You're like, okay, then I know I'm good. And I don't have to think about anything because this is you, this is your story. And it's just so cool to have that access to her and for her to be so present and giving with it. Yeah, it's really profound, I think.
Blake, Rob Simonson said that you have excellent taste in music. I need the playlist, girl.
Go on Spotify. They
Yeah.
were like, we need 20 songs. I was like, okay, it's 100, but only because I edited it down.
Yeah.
I am a little much.
Well, I mean, fans lost it when they heard Taylor's My Tears Ricochet. How did that come about?
I mean, honestly, the trailer. It was put in trailer first, and we worked really hard on that trailer, and it was just so powerful. And it was never something. This it's a movie you should see in theaters. You don't see movies like this anymore, where you get to see like movie stars being born. I mean, this is Isabela's first movie. Like everybody on this screen just like pops, and and to have a story that's like from a book that's such a big IP that hasn't been done, that hasn't been on screen before. It's such a special event and such a special experience, and it has such high production value. That said, it was like not a big budget, so it was not something where we're like, oh, let's have like the most successful singer of all time, in our film. It was just not something we were considering, but it worked so well in the trailer that I was like, we got to put this in the movie. And there was a moment that was very important to me for Lily's journey, because there's something that happens in her life that sort of changes her perspective about what her future is going to be. And as she's considering what her future is going to be, having that song overscore that time in her life was critical. And and I also love Rob Simonson so much. He's so great. My husband and I both worked with him on a couple. He did the Adam Project and Age of Adeline and Deadpool, and now he just did the most beautiful. The Atlas theme is actually my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
It
it was perfect. The timing was perfect, and it really added.
Yeah.
Colleen said that you guys added such levity to Lily's character, and I mean, I'm sure that was like a creative decision that you guys made. How does that feel too, to see that she saw that it was different than her Lily, but it was still something special that you brought? Because there is something light about her, the way she smiles, and you just fall in love with the character. How does that feel to you guys?
Colleen has such a sense of humor. I want to like. I don't think there.
She says you're funny.
I don't think.
She's funny.
Colleen is very
Very
funny.
dry.
She's very dry, but it's in her writing. So Lily, there's a lot of levity in Lily in the book, in her thoughts, less in her dialogue, but more in her thoughts. So there's a lot of humor and darkness. Lily's very acerbic in her thoughts, but less so in her dialogue. So I disagree that Lily's doesn't have levity in the book. Anyway, go on.
No, I mean,
I just had to stand up for
no,
Lily's,
absolutely, exactly what you're
dark
saying.
humor.
Yeah, I feel like, especially playing like a younger version of her, like I really wanted to make sure that like you remember that she's still like really youthful and like young, and I am older than what I'm portraying in this film. So I really wanted to drop myself back into like, what was it like to be in high school, and what is it like to have your first love, and like all of these things that are so new, while also dealing with like really serious themes. But I wanted to make sure like that was like the base of her, was this like just like buoyant joy that like you could see in the screen. That was a really important part of it.
No, you and Alex do an amazing job of bringing us back to that kind of like raw love that you get. The wardrobe really stands out to me as well. What was the decision behind just some of the clothes? Because there was so much character. I mean, it's funny, actually, you're still dressed like Atlas, I feel like.
Yeah.
He hasn't left the role since.
I mean, it's really hard to let go of.
Method acting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your clothes are pretty cool.
I am wearing his clothes in the movie, or your clothes.
The jacket.
Yeah, I'm wearing your Carhartt jacket, which is, I think, so sweet. I mean, for me, wardrobe is the way that I enter a character. If I feel like I'm dressed different than me, or that I'm expressing myself through wardrobe, because it's the way I express myself, or who I want to sort of project. So I felt like, Lily's wardrobe was really, really important to me, that it was both utility and then fabulous glam. It was masculine and feminine. It was old and new, and it was all the things that she is. She's contradictions, but also you see how they make sense together, and she's trying to reconcile her past while making way for her future. And I think that you see all of that storytelling in her wardrobe, and also you got to really be in your skin to dress like that. You got to know who you are and have a strong sense of self. So I think that that's probably the most critical thing, is that like to see somebody who's not flailing or trying to figure out who they are or grasping, someone who really has both feet on the ground and has a strong sense of self, also lose themselves and not realize that they're losing themselves, I think is really powerful, and I think we conveyed that. Yeah. And wardrobe does a lot to convey that. I love wardrobe for that reason.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank
your time.
you.
I appreciate it. I see now why every time I saw you guys talk about this film, you guys had such passion. So thank you again. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's nice talking.